I feel that before I talk about film music, I think the first thing that I need to bring back to the picture here is music itself. I come from a musician's family in Brazil, from the very south of Brazil. From my mother's side, there were 17 brothers and sisters, 17, and many of them were musicians. So I grew up with music all the time, around me. But I always felt that somehow the world of sounds was always the thing that really called my attention. Not necessarily only organized sounds with melodies, harmonies, and perfect rhythms that fall into a grid, but the sound of life itself. So, talking now straight into a little bit of film music. As a musician, for me, film music, it really liberated myself because then with film, I could go back into that first passion of mine that was actually sound and not just music. And for that matter, I love nature. So in a lot of my movies, I have a lot of birds recordings and pájaros. I come to Mexico to observe pájaros. I go to many places in the world to observe them, and I record them, and then I've tuned them, do different things with the sound of the nature itself. I put, water, little rivers through vocoders, and now, the rivers. But I'm just playing this chord underneath, so it's just modulating a little bit those harmonies. So I feel that then, as I said, the world of sound, it's what I find that film music, it's all about. Because of that, then, the production sounds, the sound effects, the dialogue, and all that stuff that makes a movie in its sonic experience, it all form this massive symphony, per se. Somebody sits, at the audience, rests, and the sound comes with a lot of meanings, lots of like different emotions. And because of the emotions, then now I'm gonna go back to music. For me, as a composer, I always go back to the musician and I write a melody. And that melody, then, I try to fit into the landscape, a paisagem sonora da película. So I would just play for you something that I grew up listening to. And it's this kind of music that seduced me as a musician, but then this kind of music is the music that I discovered that I could use in one way or another, writing my own for the movies. So what I'm trying to say is that, we have a lot of people here from many different places, and whatever is needed, whenever is needed, to go back to that world of like your personal music, the music that you heard as a kid. I think sometimes when you run out of ideas, when you cannot find the emotion, the right one, probably it's hidden in some song. And that song, can be your way into a massive score. So I'm going to play for you one of the songs that I grew up with. So just the melody, right? So please imagine that there is actually a great singer singing. I'm not a singer. Vou lhe dar a decisão. Botei na balança e você não pesou. Passei na peneira e você não passou. Mora na filosofia, pra que rimar amor e dor? Mas se seu corpo estivesse marcado por lábios ou mãos carinhosas, eu que nem diria, ora vai mulher, a que mundo você pertencia? Não vou me preocupar em ver seu caso não é de ver pra crer, tá na cara. Não vou me preocupar em ver seu caso não é de ver pra crer. Tá na cara, tá na cara, tá na cara. Nice one.